Wow. Hello. Welcome in. Today we're back at it. We're gonna be adding skin to these bones. In case you don't know what we're talking about our little fella right here. We got our skeleton Godzilla. Hold on, let me do a quick audio test before we continue onwards. Our skeleton Godzilla. Hold on. Okay, that sounds good. All right. Anyways, welcome back. Welcome in. Wipe your feet. Enjoy the show, because we're getting right back into this bad boy. Last time, as you remember, hopefully you remember still, we finished our skeleton of Godzilla with posable fins and everything. They're a little tight, so I'm not gonna be posing them. But other than that, that's basically the only thing that's posable on this guy. Not even his, like, can't even move his poor little mouth. But today, at the very least, we're gonna add, we're gonna build the second figure, the actual Godzilla with skin, including skin. And then, unfortunately, I couldn't find any of my detailing tools, like my paints, primarily. Very unfortunate. I was hoping to do something like to do some like basic weathering and just kind of show you that. I'm probably gonna have to just buy some, like, I don't know, Gundam markers or something to paint or weather with. I'll figure that out later, because I don't know when the next time I'm going to do a model kit is. It did really well last time. The first stream of this was great, so I'm very tempted to come back to it, but right now I don't know. I do have a kit in mind. It is going to be, what is it? It's a new Gundam kit. It's the what is it? Is it like G-Quacks? It's something. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think it's like G-Quacks. It has a very silly name. It sounds something like Quack. Let me see. Actually, I don't even need my keyboard, because let's see, what are you? You are the G-Quacks. GQX, I think. So GQUUUUX is the next kit I want to work on. It's a beautiful looking kit. I really love the way it looks. welcome Boogie. Welcome back. You've come just in time. We're gonna be doing the skin and talking about a potentially new one. I pulled up a picture now. Okay, nice. Yeah, it's the G-Quacks is the new high grade kit that just probably came out like a month or two ago. I'm really excited about it. It looks very good. Posability looks pretty good. It's a very like smooth. It's not like ducks. That's what it reminds me of. The name is. But yeah, I'm gonna get the new kit started, and we'll talk about the G-Quack. G-Quack. It's a very aerodynamic, which I think is very fitting for that kit. Anyways, I know you. I think you left right before we finished off. But look, there's our boy. Look, there he is in all his boniness. We managed to finish him off. Now we're going to be building skin for our little man. Now let's see. All right, yeah, perfect. We're at the exact page. So we're going to be doing, what is this, arms? Yeah, this looks like arms. All right, make sure I grab. It looks sussy, really? I guess. I gotta, you know what? I gotta inspect that kit a little more. Because I just saw the model kit. I don't know about the show, but now you've raised some flags for me. I wanna see if it truly is sussy. Let's see. What is this? That's a B. We don't need B yet. See, one of the issues when you're building kits is that you run out of space very quickly on your desk. This is what is this? That's C. No, we don't need C. Where's E? Where are you hanging out? That's D. Stupid thing, where are you? That's A. Was I looking at it? Nope. There it is. Probably gonna need that. All right, finally. Got the right thing. Get a makeup brush, a lighter gray of Godzilla's gonna. It'll look, man. Yes, I agree. I don't have anything. Unfortunately, I don't have anything on me. But that was my goal, is to either get like a makeup kit or get like Gundam markers or something like that, and try to do some dry brushing on it. But that's definitely the move. I would 100% agree with you there. So we need 18 and 22. At least 2 right here. Single? Yes. Unfortunately. No extra, no supply of makeup. Makes sense. Oh, my heart. That was a critical hit. That one hit right through the chest. No, but you're right. Goodbye. Wait, I just want to talk. That was a good one though. But yeah. So I'll probably end up trying to buy something soon. I was looking through my place to see if I had anything. Because I knew I had like stuff from like 5 or 10 years ago. Maybe it's probably for the best that I don't use like, you know, 5 or 10-year-old paint. Probably for the best in hindsight. There we go. I should probably not have my keyboard so close where I can accidentally just delete my computer. Let's see. Nope, not this guy. There we go. Gotta get back on the gravy train, the snipping train, as they would. But yeah, I will probably do another high grade. I think, don't know when. Hopefully soon. I gotta figure out. I'm probably gonna end up getting that kit off of Amazon or like what is it? Hobby Link Japan, I believe, is the website that like pays every YouTuber, every Gundam YouTuber to advertise for. See if I can get my supplies and then get that new kit. It should be like what, maybe 15 bucks at most. That's how much they used to be. I don't know if high grades are that much anymore. I'm hoping they're still that price. Another kit I saw not too long ago was a it was a Monster Hunter crossover, I think, with, what are they, Zoids? No, wait, is it Zoids? Yes, I think there was like a Zoid Monster Hunter crossover where they had the Rathalos and then one of the newer monsters. Couldn't remember for the life of me which one it was. How was that? Everything looks fine. All right, do I need to worry about anything? No. Just slap this together. There we go. Also gotta remember, because like when I was watching over the stream, like everything I was working on was like right here. So I gotta be a lot more intentional with where I put my hands and where I'm working on things. Let's see. After saying that, I immediately go back to building right in front of me. That's fine. Come on. No, you want to just slide in. Let's see. Why don't you want to fit? Okay. You know what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up building it at this distance. And then I'm going to be the dumb that puts my head really close and then expose myself in my bald spots on my head. There we go. But now we got his gripper. Got one of his grippers. Should be able to just pop it in like that, right? Yeah, there we go. That wasn't too bad. Painless. All right. Also, I don't have a little trash thing to put the nubs in, so unfortunately they will have to just live there. And I'm guessing then we're just going to do it again for the other hand. Yeah, that is the plan, it looks like to me. So let's just get the other guy cut out and then we'll get that built. And then these guys. I'm also thinking that my camera might be a little too high up for something like this. I don't know. If you see like, if you think it's too high up or if you have a hard time seeing what I'm doing, let me know. And then I'll try to find like a way to bring the camera down. Cause right now it's sitting on top of my monitor, pointed downwards. So we'll have to wait and see. But maybe if I bring it closer to myself, more of like a POV. POV, you are building Godzilla kind of idea. Could be interesting. But at the very least, I'm enjoying this. So I want to keep doing it. Just gotta put some money aside. If I put the money I'm putting towards One Piece, I can put it towards kits again. Unfortunately, model kits take up a lot of physical space. And it's not like you want to build something and then immediately just store it away. That would, you know, be unfortunate. So ideally, I would like to display everything I built, at least for a year at most. Unfortunately, I just don't have the space to be doing that anymore. You know, back in the day, I could. Man, I should bring back some of my old, like, kits I built. I don't know if they hold up, like, look-wise. But man, they looked good. I must admit. They were, I thought they were sexy at the time. For somebody who was an amateur at building. There we go. Yeah, that was fine. So we might do that. That might be one of our in-between streams. Of between I get this and I get the new Gundam kit. There we go. That should be everything. And then we just gotta try to get this to line up again. But yeah, for one of our streams, I might bring back some of my old kits. Might pull a few old kits from the storage. Bring them out, show them off, talk about them. I don't know if people do that still. They might. I don't know if that's like a thing people stream. Because I haven't seen YouTube videos on it. I don't think I've ever seen a YouTube video of someone bringing out their old model kits and talking about like their build experience with it. So that could either be a really good idea or a really bad idea. You know, that's the thing when you want to pioneer a new idea or a new content idea. You gotta be the one to test it, and if it doesn't work, you gotta drop it. You don't want to sink with that boat. Let's see. Where are we having issues? Give me a moment. I am trying to figure out how this hand wants to go inside this forearm. Where's my issue here? Oh, I was supposed to build it before. Okay, I see now. You see? That's why you gotta read the instructions. Otherwise, you just kind of just go on autopilot, and then this happens, and then you cry when you break your kit. There we go. Thankfully, I can pretty easily separate these parts. I don't ever really put them in that hard. Come on. There we go. Now the hand's gonna be a little more stressful. This one I'm gonna have to do close. Trying to part separate this hand. Oh, that was actually not that hard. Okay, good. All right, now let's actually pay attention to the manual. How does this want to go? Okay. So, right there. Wants to slide in there. And then we put the other hand on top of it. Just like that. Just like that. Alright, and then we just sit this guy on top. A little convoluted, considering the other hand was a lot easier to put on. But, you know, for whatever reason, they felt like the engineering needed to be in this specific configuration to actually work. Because I don't even think there's a difference between the two hands. One's slightly more open, but, you know, honestly, I don't think you could really tell the difference between the two. Maybe a little bit. There we go. Well, we got two hands. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. Kind of get these little nubs away from me. There we go. Now we do A. A are big pieces, so A is probably going to be this. Or am I holding A? I am holding A. Gotta love when that works out. All right. A1. So we're just gonna cut A1 out. Okay, I can do that. Oh, okay. I guess that just fell out. Ow, sorry, I just assaulted you. There we go. Sure. Not really too worried about these because these are just connection joints. So like even if there's a nub, doesn't matter too much. It's whenever you get to these parts where you get little seam lines where you want to be a little more careful about how you cut it. But like, you want to be a lot more gentle. That was fine though. All right, now let's actually try to pay attention to the instructions. It looks like it wants it like that. Wants this hand. And it wants it to go. Is this the right hand? I'm gonna say yes. Oh, exactly. There we go. Okay, that's kind of just like, that sort of fitted it, like just kind of slid in. There's definitely a very obvious seam line right there. That is, you know, you take the good with the bad. We got a great skeleton, which is the part I care about. The skeleton was great. This seam line, not the best, but you know, it's fine. Organics are always going to be really bad, or pretty bad, when it comes to model kits. You're always going to end up with seam lines in the wrong places. I'm gonna guess this one probably wants to be a similar way. Actually, this one wants to be more sideways. Like that? No. Getting close. Okay, so you know, that one doesn't feel that great. Let me get a little closer and see if I can get this to slide in. This connection's a little weirder, a little stranger. This requires a little more focus, I would say. Is that it? Doesn't feel right. I'm not too satisfied with that connection point. Let me see if I can keep messing with it. Are we almost there? I feel like maybe that's it. I guess that looks about right. This one, definitely, this arm feels a lot looser than this one. This one had a pretty solid connection point. This one was a little more shaky. So, but there you go. That's how it kind of looks like on the inside. Yeah, as you can see, like you can kind of tell why it's a little strange. Why it takes a little more patience. All right, let's go to the next one. We might be able to burn through this pretty quick. It's massive pieces. A1 or A2, D2. D2, I'm gonna guess is you. No, you're A. A2. A2 is probably you. You look like A2. There we go. And then what's the D? We need D. Where's the D? Here we go. There are D2. We need D2. D2 is over here. So you can see with these, the dorsal fins are a lot bigger. So this should be a lot easier to put together on his back. Don't suspect we're gonna have an issue here. Anything interesting happened over the week for me? Not much. This week I've managed to get a lot of days off. Well, my work hours are pretty good right now. So right now is is a great time to kind of like strike while the iron's hot and get streams in. So thankfully, I think we're gonna have a stream on Friday too. I'm struggling to think about what I want to do on Friday. What I'm thinking about doing, well, probably One Piece. I don't know what I want to do in One Piece though, because I don't really have a deck ready, and we're kind of at a point where we're just kind of like waiting around, sitting around, waiting for set 10 to drop, because people just want to play with new cards now. Waiting for the bans. The bans just got announced. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. Bans have not been announced, but they have said, Bandai has said they are going to be doing bans. There's going to be an announcement for the West, and both seem, it's going to be, I mean, it's news. Whether it's going to be good news or bad news, we don't know yet. Very hopeful. At least for me, I'm hopeful. What a lot of people are saying about the new One Piece stuff that they're going to announce is that they're going to try to catch us up to the East, which I think is best case scenario. Best case scenario, one of the announcements is going to be, oh, we're going to be releasing the sets faster for you in the West, so that things like our tournaments can be more, or like our nationals and regionals can be more fair, because forcing, you know, people who are 2 sets ahead of us to play like 2 sets behind just to play in regionals probably isn't very fun for them. And it's not very fun, honestly, from the West side. It's not very fun to see everyone in the East get to play with all the new toys and all the new cards while we're stuck like a set or 2 behind, just looking at what they're doing and just hoping one day we'll get to catch up soon. Yeah, this looks right. So I'm hoping that's one of the announcements. I'm hoping the announcement is that they're going to catch us up to the East, that we're going to have a sped up release schedule. The bans, though, are a little scarier, because no one, I mean, it's kind of a toss up what could get banned, honestly. Just judging at, like, you know, just based off of the meta and what's topping in tournaments and stuff like that, it definitely feels like Doflamingo is gonna be on the chopping block. Well, to some extent, I don't know what they're gonna do for Doflamingo, but it definitely looks like Doflamingo is potentially gonna get a hit in the new ban for One Piece. Just because Doflamingo has been sitting at the top with the biggest player base for a while now. I would say for at least 6 to 8 months or so. Depends on, you know, what meta you're playing. If you're playing the East or Western meta, about 6 to 8 months, Doflamingo has probably been sitting on top. All right, that's been taken care of. D4 and A3. D4, A3. Let's see. So everyone's predicting that Doflamingo is going to get hit to some extent. We don't really know what, but it's definitely like they're going to brace for impact for sure. If I had to guess, my best guess is there's an event called Perfume Femur that I don't think Doflamingo needs, and that other warlords are not really using, other warlord leaders are not using, really. So I think hitting Perfume Femur would be fine. A3. That is literally just this guy here, last one here. Another one is the blue 4-cost bounce law. It's so funny that law is probably one of the most notorious cards or one of the most notorious characters in this card game. Almost every ban that comes out for One Piece usually has something to do with a law, whether it's like did the leader ever get banned? I don't think so. There was a red-green law that I think was a menace for a long time and might have had cards banned from it, but I don't know if like the leader itself ever got banned, but I'm pretty sure like a blocker law, like a green blocker law, might have been banned at some point. That was very early on. That was like set 1 or 2, so I wouldn't actually know because I wasn't playing at set 2 or 1. I was playing at set 3, and even then I was barely aware of like the bans. And then of course we know red purple law got banned not too long ago. I think in set 5 or 6. And now it's a potential that a blue law might end up getting banned in the Doflamingo deck, just because only Doflamingo plays that card, and it is probably one of the tougher ones because it's bouncing characters back to its hand, back to your hand, and it's not the nicest, but you know, it's not too hard to deal with. What are other things? I would say Perfume Femur is probably more likely to get the hit. I don't think the leader is going to get hit. I don't think they're going to ban Doflamingo the leader. I would be very surprised if they did, because from what we can tell, they don't like banning. Well, they would rather ban a leader rather than a character. Actually, now that I say it, now that I'm saying it out loud, I think they might ban the leader. Just because there's a track record of banning leaders before banning characters in the game. Unless they are like atrociously bad for the meta. What else? Another one is Gum Gum Giant. I think Gum Gum Giant is gonna get hit. I think that card is just too much value for what it does, for what it costs and what it does. So they might end up remaking Gum Gum Giant into a more fair purple event. All right. I have 3 pieces, but I only needed 2, and I don't know which 2. If I had to guess, it's probably this piece, and then very likely this piece. Does that look right? Yeah, I would say that looks about right. Yeah. We'll just you know, smile and wave. Pretend like this is all gonna work. Thankfully it did. Never punished. Come on, you can go. It's okay, that's where you live. There you go. Nicely done. There we go. It's an okay fit. You can definitely tell that. I don't know if the skin part of Godzilla was over-engineered or under-engineered, if that makes sense. Because it definitely feels like... Well, the thing is, they gotta fit a whole second model kit into this thing, so... Maybe this was over-engineered out of fear of this guy here being able to fit in there. Alright, so that got put in. Did we just stick the 2 pieces together? What was this? This was the other side. That's right. Okay, I'm starting to remember things. Is there already a... Did I miss a step? Are we supposed to build the head? Was I supposed to build the head? Because I see in the illustration there's a head. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna take a quick look. Because it looks like in this illustration they already have the head built. No, they don't. Okay. You can see where my confusion was. Looking at it from like 2 feet away, yeah, it looks like the head there, but it's not. Okay. Crisis averted. We have not built the head yet. I have not skipped a step. And then just like that. Just these 2. Nicely done. Look at that. As far as like other cards that I think are going to get banned in the One Piece game, what else do I think is going to get banned? Honestly, the problem child right now is Gum Gum Giant. I think that is definitely, you know, enemy number 1. Other than that, something in Doflamingo will probably get hit. Other colors like yellow, black. Everyone's like the safest bet is always Gecko. You can always bet on Gecko getting banned, or at least being in the discussion. I don't think it's going to get banned. I think we're past that point of Gecko being banned. I think now the meta has caught up to Gecko Moria, the 8-drop Gecko Moria. There we go. So I'm not worried about Gecko Moria anymore. So I don't think it's going to get banned, but that's always a safe bet. If you wanted to put money on Gecko getting banned, you can. Okay. I knew it. I knew this arm wasn't on right. Look how easy that thing just fell out. Okay, so we'll have to deconstruct this guy a little bit and try to get this arm to actually sit properly in there. All right, you stupid. Why are you not sitting? Okay. What else? Black. Rebecca. People were saying Rebecca. I don't think Rebecca's gonna get hit. 4-drop Rebecca, the blocker that lets you grab a body from your trash and then play a small body from your hand. I don't think that's gonna get hit. I think Gecko is the bigger problem and not Rebecca. And if Gecko's not the problem, then neither is Rebecca. In my eyes, at least that's my reasoning. Ice Age, I think, is probably gonna get hit. If I had to give you a black card to like say, oh, this needs to be banned, it'd probably be Ice Age. I think Ice Age is a bit like too much value. Very similar to Gum Gum Giant, except Ice Age has been around way longer. Ice Age has managed to like go under the radar because of like other black cards were issues. But now that we've banned some of those other black cards and the meta has caught up to black, we can definitely see that like, yeah, Ice Age is definitely an issue. So it's probably going to get hit. If I was going to bet on a black card getting hit, it was going to be Ice Age. And then everyone's just going to keep moving down the line of good black events that cost reduce. Like they'll move to like, what is it? Gum Gum Bell is a black card from a starter deck. They'll probably move to like, what is it? Soap Sheep. It's a 2-drop event. They'll probably go back to like Houndblaze or something. Like, no, Houndblaze is a blue card. But you know what I mean. Like they'll just go down the line of like good usable events. Like Tempest Kick, I think. If I remember right, Tempest Kick is a very similar event to something else, to Eruption. Let's see. We get pretty close here. Like, well, we have this big gap right here where the arms are. And I don't know if I just need to put more pressure. Usually you don't want to put pressure. If you need to put a ton of pressure, there we go. Usually means you did something wrong. But that kind of just popped into place. Again, seam lines aren't that great, but it is getting closer. I mean, it is a shell, so seam lines I feel like are going to be just part of the design. But so far, I mean, this has been a little difficult. Not difficult to like cut and put together. It's not meticulous. That's what I mean. Gundams are very meticulous with their parts, especially when you get to real grades and master grades. This is difficult in the sense of you're trying to put big pieces together with very strange keys, if that makes sense. So that's where I'm struggling with. Wait, what? We're not done? Excuse me? We're missing like the other half of this guy. There it is. Okay. All right, so we need just the tail part. That is C. Just need a bunch of C's. Give me. There we go. I'm trying to think of what else. We could talk more about the bands. C1. So we got this. Back. Welcome back, Boogie. Good to have you back. I am currently talking about the One Piece TCG because they recently announced that they're going to be doing bans pretty soon. We don't know exactly what they're going to ban. And I'm struggling with this giant monster skin. C8. Let's see. That is right here. All right, that's you. There we go. I don't know if you play any. Yeah, I think, did we just talk about this? I don't know if you play the One Piece TCG. I think we were talking about that last week. I think you were a Magic guy. I don't remember. The One Piece is real. It is. The One Piece is the piece of your heart that you're missing. You gotta go find it. 5. That's this guy. Warhammer Mans. Okay. There you go. Yeah, that's right. We were talking about Warhammer. That was your vice. We all have our vices. I think I have too many vices. I gotta find other things to do. Less financially draining hobbies. There we go. Hiking. You know what? I have a friend who's really into hiking, and he keeps inviting me, and I keep turning him down. I'm scared of hiking. I don't like hiking. Touch grass. I mean, well, no, you're right. I mean, like going to the gym, I don't know. Would you consider the gym part of touching grass? Because you're not technically touching grass. You're locking yourself up in a building and working like a hamster for at least an hour, and then you're done. Hiking is fun. I mean, I'll take your word for it. That's what my friend keeps telling me, that hiking is fun. I don't know. It's very hot. It's exhausting. And there's always like wild animals trying to murder you out there. Or, I mean, not trying to murder you, but like there's snakes and stuff out there, and I don't like snakes. That's what I mean. Yeah. You got me. You called me out. I cannot deny it. I am a neat. That's fine though. At least I go to the gym. I do rock climb though. I do indoor rock climbing though. I don't do outdoor rock climbing. That's scary. But if I did outdoor rock climbing, I would at least be doing some kind of hiking. This is I assume this is C1. But yeah, that's my chosen form of exercise, at least with rock climbing. You're kind of using your brain a little. I just wish it wasn't so. I wish memberships weren't so expensive. Yeah. I'm allergic to nature. No, I'm not gonna give you I'm allergic to grass answer. I know there are people who are actually allergic to grass. I'm not one of them. I can't use that excuse in good conscience. Let's see, what does this want to do? This wants to go in like that. There we go. But yeah, I like rock climbing a lot just because it's a fun way to get like your muscles, like it's a good way to get cardio and get like some kind of like muscle workout while not like feeling like a chore. Because working out, like lifting weights and stuff, that feels like a chore. At least when you're climbing, it feels like you're trying to solve a puzzle. I'm just, you know. Another thing is, when I started rock climbing, I realized I think I'm afraid of heights. You know, that was interesting to discover. So I've been slowly getting over my fear of heights that I didn't realize I had. This song's really loud. Why is this one song super, super loud? How's that? Okay, physical puzzle. Yeah, you get it. A physical puzzle. That's a good way to explain rock climbing. Is yeah, you look at a bunch of holds, and you try to determine what was this person thinking when they put these rocks on the wall. So this, and then C4 and C2. 4 and 2, these guys. Unfortunately, gym memberships are really expensive. Oh, nice. What do you think about rock climbing? Is this something that you still do, or is it something that you would not go back to? Because I've been a member at my place for 2 years, and I have not seen the same people at that gym in over 2 years, or at least a year and a half. Nah, I hike. That's fair. I think that is fair. Rock climbing can be kind of scary. I think rock climbing is kind of scary. It's pretty. You know what? That's a really good point. That is something I need to consider is hiking is free. I think that is enough to, because if there's one thing that will like get me out of the house is not spending money, is saving money. Because I hate DoorDash, because I hate spending money on a delivery guy. Natural rocks. I don't know. Climbing natural rocks scares me because those rocks, like if you fall, you're gonna hit something hard. Same. Yeah. So you bring up a good point. I hate the cost of my gym membership, but I also hate hiking. Pads, simple as. That's a good point. I could invest into pads, keeping me safe. Simple as. I will consider it. I mean, that's also what I tell my other friend. That I always tell him, like, I'll consider rock climbing or I'll consider hiking. And that was like a year or two late, like later. We're still waiting for that time. So I don't know. That day may never come. But you're right. You have got me at the point of I can save money and not pay for a gym membership and just go walk outside. So that is a good point. Let's see. What does this want me to do? So like that. Fix him right now. No. He's not. He's going through a rough time right now, so I'm not going to bug him right now. Get that first step out of the way. Man, I mean, you're not wrong. I will probably bug him when he's doing a little bit better. But right now he's kind of going through it, so I'm not gonna be too pushy on him. Yeah, it does. I mean, probably. I know rock climbing clears my head, only because I'm thinking about the thing I'm trying to do. I haven't missed this step, right? What exactly is this thing trying to tell me to do? Oh, I see. I think. There we go. There we go. I'm trying to get these little tabs right here. That's very hard to see. It's all just black plastic. There we go. And then just make the connections. Nice. All right. That's been taken care of. Next piece is attach the tail to the ass. We slide it in. And the thing is, I do live to a couple of close hiking trails, so it's not like I have an excuse. I'm probably about a 5 or 10 minute drive away from at least 2 hiking trails that I know of. It's currently raining, actually, if I remember. So we're currently in a rainstorm. Well, it's raining in California, which, you know, basically means the whole place is flooding. So hopefully that will clear up soon. And just maybe we might try some hiking. All right, goodbye again. I must go. Hopefully this engagement helped others come. Oh, thank you so much, Boogie. I appreciate your time here. Thank you for keeping me company as well. Even if you already left, if you watch the VOD later on, I do appreciate you helping my engagement and, you know, just keeping me company. That's more important to me than viewership and engagement is just keeping me company, you know, because I can talk to myself, but I love doing this just to like riff with someone else, know that I'm not alone. So without getting too much deeper than that, I do appreciate your time here, and I hope to see you in the future. It'll probably be a hot minute before we get back to this, because I don't expect I'm going to buy my model kit anytime soon. Though I say that, I might end up buying it next week. See, how's that? That looks fine. And then, how does this want to connect? Yeah, just like that. Simple as. There we go. Easy peasy. See, this seam line at least makes sense. Like, we're right on a ridge. So that looks really good. There we go. We almost got the bones all put in. And then we get a little break. Some commentary about Godzilla himself. I think it's also probably getting us to prep. Not sure. But we continue onwards. Now we built the top of them. So we're gonna need to go back to C. We will see this part later, as this one is 10. 10 is probably this little guy back here. No, it's not. I lied. It's this one right here. Oh, what was that? I think that was just a dub. Nothing to freak out about. I've had pieces just fly off of the tray, and I have lost them. I've cried many hours trying to find pieces I've lost in the past. I think I talked about it last time, but I lost a V-fin like that, and it was so devastating. I stopped building for like several months because I had lost my mojo after I lost a V-fin into the void. Kind of thick. There we go. There we go. So we're getting close to having to finish the skin. We have the legs to do, but beyond that, not much else. How exactly does this want to sit in here? So this part, it's so hard. How do I tell? You just kind of have to line it up and hope it sits into the right place. Not really. I mean, it's giving you a vague idea what to do. It's just like when you actually look at it, like, look, what am I supposed to do? It's just kind of like pray everything lines up and hope it works. My curious thought right now is, why would they have you put the tail on when this part could have been put on first? That's currently what I'm thinking right now. Why did the tail have to be put on first? If not for a reason. Tail has to be on the body for a reason. Probably something to do with alignment, if I had to guess. Oh, sorry. I just smacked the hell out of my skeleton. Sorry, buddy. I forgot. We gave him a name, didn't we? We called him like something like Steve or something. Or Bob. He had a funny name. I remember last stream we had given a name to the skeleton. Okay. I need to look at this. I need this to sit a little closer to my face. What exactly is this thing trying to tell me? Oh, a hand fell off. It's not good. Sorry, buddy. Hope you don't mind if I just slide this back on. There we go. His hand's back. Good thing I caught that fast. Alright, let me look at this instructions. What exactly are you trying to get me to connect to? Be careful of pointed parts during assembly. That's all you get. All it says is just be careful. You get nothing else from here. It's not like, oh, you know, this is what we're trying to tell you. This is what we're trying to illustrate. It's like, no, good luck, don't get stabbed. That's essentially what that broke down to. What an amazing manual. God, I love this model kit. Maybe if I don't know. Right now the goal is just to survive. This definitely feels like this is how it's supposed to go in. It's just not wanting to. Oh, did we make progress? A little bit. This is where you start to massage. Oh, there we go. You see? I know what I'm doing. You saw it firsthand. I know what I'm doing here. Never make me do that again, Bandai. That was horrible. Man, what a terrible connection piece. That was kind of like, good luck, have fun. So 3 is here, and then this is probably 7. I had to guess. Yeah, that one's 7. What else can I talk about? I don't think I was done talking about the One Piece bands. I think the last color I had to touch on was, let's see, there was purple, blue, black, yellow, green. I don't think they're gonna ban anything in green. I think that's all. Is it just 5 colors? I might be missing a color. Let me actually look at my collection. We have purple, red. That's right, red. Oh, red. Everyone forgets about you. Unfortunate. I don't think they're gonna ban anything in yellow, if I'm gonna be honest. Nothing I can think of, at least, that's gonna get hit in yellow. Like, some of the obvious picks are like Enel. People always want Enel banned, even though he's really not gonna be meta relevant. He hasn't been really meta relevant. He's just annoying. Like maybe Nami, the 5-drop Nami, the egghead Nami. I feel like that's pretty fair removal, though. I don't think it needs to be hit. What was that cut? That was like an okay cut. I don't know. The zero cost event, they might ban the zero cost event, because the zero cost event can be kind of unfair. Beige is always a pick. Beige is like the zero cost event, but like on a 2K body. Those might get hit, because those go into every yellow deck regardless, in my opinion. How do I get this? Got a weird angle. Other than those picks, I can't think of much else in yellow. I don't think yellow's gonna get hit. I think yellow will dodge the bannings, just because it hasn't been an issue for the past few sets. It's kind of just done its own thing. It's kind of just been thriving and moisturizing, living its best life. Is this another? Yeah, this is just another good luck piece. This one's not that hard though. This one essentially just kind of slots in. The concave one was a much harder piece to fit in. There we go. And then just the tip. Just tip on. As far as red cards that are going to get banned, I don't think anything in red's going to get banned either. Like, again, red and yellow have been like pretty well behaved in the meta for a little while now. They've raised some hell, but they've been pretty well behaved. Been good little boys. They haven't caused the wrath of they haven't caused a mob to form yet. Bees. Boo. Oh, actually no, that's not. We're gonna do D's. The D's over here. The last 2 Ds, D1 and D3. We'll cut them out. But yeah, as far as like that, those are my thoughts about what could get banned. As far as what Bandai is going to announce for the West, because supposedly they're going to be doing an announcement for us specifically. I suspect they're gonna try to catch us up to the west or to the east. They're gonna try to catch us up to the east. That seems to be everyone's sentiment. That's what everyone thinks, is hoping for, at least, that they're gonna catch us up. Another thing they might announce is that they might announce their own simulator, like their own proprietary online client to play One Piece card game, which would be, I don't know, it'd be a mixed bag of feelings, because I really like the One Piece simulator, the fan run one, the one Batsu is maintaining and running and made. It's his baby. But I think he made it, you know, knowing that one day Bandai might come knocking and asking for blood. So I don't blame him for not updating it always, or, you know, keeping it up to date so often. Just because, like, it's a bit of a ticking time bomb. One day Bandai's gonna come knocking, and then they're gonna have to close down the simulator. That's what they did with Dueling Books. Dueling Books eventually got hit. Even though it lasted for a couple of years, it did eventually just get hit. Konami hit it, and then they had to close the Dueling Book, and then they had to make something else, a substitute, a few years later. So those are the two potential avenues. Either Bandai's going to be like, hey, we're going to catch you up to the east, so we're going to start releasing more sets sooner, so be prepared. Or it's going to be, hey, we're releasing our own simulator, our own online client to play the One Piece game with. It's going to be an app, and you're going to have to give us a bunch of microtransactions if you want your cards on there. And then we're also going to close down the fan run simulator. So this is your warning. That is my guess. I hope they're not going to... I mean, I don't know. Again, it's a bit of mixed feelings. I don't know if I want the simulator... If I want Bandai to make an official simulator, an official client for their card game. I really like what Batsu made. Even though I have my gripes with it, I think overall it is going to be better than whatever Bandai puts out there. Maybe not visually, but, you know, mechanically. I think Batsu is not going to kill us with microtransactions. And, you know, with crappy servers... all this stuff. I think the only thing that Bandai can offer is a clean UI, and that's what I've been asking for so many years, Batsu. I've been asking for the simulator to get like fresh animations and a clean overlay, a nice UI. That's all I've ever wanted from the simulator. If he can do that, then I would be a happy little clam. Of course, I'm not expecting it. I'm not entitled to that. But that is one critique I will always give the Batsu's OP sim, is that it could always use a fresh coat of paint. Mechanically, like programming wise, it's great. He's got everything figured out. He keeps it up to date relatively fast. It's not very long that we're out of date with the new sets, which is impressive, considering he never has to. He doesn't have to keep the simulator up to date with the East. He could literally just keep it up to date to the West and save himself a bunch of work. But he does choose to keep it up to date with the East, which is nice, because then also people from the East get to play test a bunch too online. So everyone gets to test their stuff. All right, next. We are gonna do, I'm pretty sure we're gonna end up doing most of this. We have not touched B at all. So B7, B4, B3, B2. Okay. So B4. B4 is this big old chunky boy. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Because I can yap about One Piece. I can even yap about the actual like manga. I don't know. I always have a hard time because I always want to like talk about what's happening in the manga. I really want to talk about like spoilers. I don't know if I want to do that like on a random stream like this, where people who are watching me build don't necessarily want to be spoiled on One Piece, on what's happening in the story. I don't know how many people are actually up to date with it. All I'll say, every arc, you know, Oda is cooking, man. And you can definitely tell we're in the end game of One Piece. If you wanted an excuse to read One Piece, like if you're like, oh, I don't want to read One Piece until it's over, it's gonna end. We're at that point where the story is getting close to ending. Not close. I don't want to say that. It's not close to ending, but we are in the end game. And Oda, in his writing with what he's showing us, is definitely flagging us to be like, hey, yep, this is stuff you never expected to see. This is we're in the end game now. But I like the thing is like I think he still has like another good like 5-10 years on him. I can imagine he could easily, you know, he could easily squeeze 10 years out of the rest of the story right now. With what he has right now, with what he set up recently, we can easily get another 10 years out of the story if he really wanted to. I don't think he will. I think he intends on ending the story in at most 5 years. But man, he's given us a lot of good tech, or a lot of good story stuff. We got a lot to chew on, is all I will say. Man, I really want to talk about the spoilers. It kills me that people don't want to be spoiled. Because all I want to do is talk about spoilers and talk about all the cool shit we saw on Elbaf. All the cool shit we're seeing in Elbaf. I just want to talk about. It is wicked, man. That's all I'm gonna say. The fact that we're on Elbaf finally is like should be a sign of like, hey, we're getting close to the end. We're basically at one of the Straw Hat's dreams right now. Arguably. Because we already know Usopp's one of Usopp's dreams is to be a brave pirate of the sea. That's his actual dream. That's what he has said in the past. Like when he said his dream, that's what his dream was. I would argue that he's already achieved that dream. He's been a brave pirate of the sea for at least after the time skip. He's become a brave pirate. You can argue like he was a brave pirate before. The fact that he's even out there on the sea is already making him braver than most civilians. So I would argue he already achieved his dream when he decided to be a pirate. It's just, you know, what is his end goal? What does it mean to him to be a brave pirate? What is that to him? What does that mean to him? A lot of people think that being in Elbaf and being like recognized by the giants is the dream. Like the confirmation from a giant saying that he is a brave warrior would be his dream accomplished. That's what some people are assuming. I don't think they're wrong either. So there's a very high chance that Usopp is about to achieve his dream of being a brave warrior of the sea. What does this look like? What is B3? Did I cut B3 out? No, I didn't. I skipped a complete step. Very fun. Man, what a goofy looking connection right here. I'll show you right now once I get it off of the runner. Yeah, look at this. This is interesting. Connection point. They have like a bunch of like Y shapes, Y connectors connecting this piece together. That's very interesting. I have not seen this type of connection piece used yet, or this connection point used. There must be a reason why. I don't know if it's a harder thing to engineer or what, or it's because I'm used to cutting flat pieces. This is like one of the few round pieces I cut from a kit. Usually when I'm cutting pieces, they're usually flat because they're usually like for robots and stuff like that. There you go. You got it. I'm trying so hard to keep it. It's so far away from me, but the camera still can't see it. So I definitely need to put this on a tripod and have it be more of a POV thing, because this is definitely too far away from me. There we go. So what do we do here? Like this, no, like this, and it slides in like this. Yeah, it does. Excellent. There you go. Got most of his chunky leg. Now you can actually see the proper knee being used here. Yeah, look, it's amazing how one piece can really make that big of a difference. Let's make sure this is actually pushed in. I want this go in. Let me pop this out and look at this connection piece here. There we go. So why won't it connect here? Let me get this connection piece in here first. Okay. This one has a really bad seam line, if this is how it's meant to be put together. No. Why won't this go in? Buddy. There we go. Finally went in, but that's still a pretty atrocious seam line. They've done a decent job hiding it, but man, it's a rough one. It's probably one of the rougher seam lines we've seen so far. And then we cut the foot. All right. Now, let's get them toes. Get these toes cut and built. So I'm just gonna cut both of these. It should be fine. Bum bum bum. Doo-doo-doo. This is 5. Just out of curiosity. It wants 8. 8 and 9. No, this should be 9 then. Yeah, this is 9. Okay, good. So the one we're cutting is 9. And then 8 right here. And then these guys I need to just cut over here so I don't get them mixed up. I don't want to give him 2 left feet or get his feet all mixed up. There we go. There we go. And now we'll just clean these bad boys up. Man, what else can we talk about? Is there anything like Godzilla related that we can talk about? Not really. There's nothing really currently going on in the Godzilla universe. Godzilla's just, you know, kind of chilling. He had a movie. Well, we had the Godzilla vs. Kong movie come out recently. The sequel, I believe. Where he fights a red ape. And that was interesting, I'll say the least. It was a very funny movie at the very least. I did enjoy it. Just doing a last little bit of cleanup. Okay. It was a very fun movie. The Godzilla vs. Kong, the New World thing, where he fights the red ape. That was fun. It was a very fun Americanized version of Godzilla. The last Japanese one was -1. My God. 2 very different stories, 2 very different approaches to Godzilla. Both amazing recreations, both amazing interpretations of Godzilla. Godzilla -1. Between the 2, I would say Godzilla -1 was more impactful to me. Like, the story was better, in my opinion. It was essentially, but the thing is like Godzilla -1 is kind of a retelling of the original Godzilla movie. I don't know how much of it is faithful to the original. All I know is that I really like the way they wrote this -1. I really enjoyed the way they wrote that movie. Because they really did a good job, which is something they always struggle with Godzilla. With Godzilla movies that I've watched, is they've always struggled making Godzilla the antagonist. They always focus on him being like the force of nature that he is. But they never really focus on like trying to antagonize him. Like, yeah, Godzilla will do a bunch of fucked up stuff, but it's never personal. with -1, they made it personal. Because they gave you a protagonist that we actually follow, who is actually like probably the most affected, arguably, by Godzilla's appearances. It's fair, because I don't even think, you know, as far as we can tell, Godzilla really isn't aware of this man's existence. At least not until the very end of the movie. But for the most part, it's very interesting to see, like, essentially like man versus God is kind of the dynamic I got from it. Like, you are literally beefing with a force of nature, which is what Godzilla always is kind of portrayed as like an abomination to nature that is just like there. And whenever Godzilla shows up, you can't do anything about it. You just have to deal with it. Or it takes the entire might of the human race, quote unquote might. It takes the entirety of Japan to fight off or to defend off Godzilla. They can never truly kill him. I think they've only managed to kill Godzilla once, and that was I think -1 and Burning Godzilla, whatever Burning Godzilla was in, where with what's his face, the messed up red Godzilla he had to fight. I forgot, but I believe those are the only 2 times Godzilla has canonically died in the movies. Is by, well, no, I guess technically Shin Godzilla, but Shin Godzilla is also kind of a retelling of the original Godzilla movie, so I don't know how much that counts. So I'm guessing the original Godzilla was killed by people, was killed with that, what was it, a hydrogen bomb I believe they used, some kind of like anti-oxygen bomb that they threw at Godzilla, and it worked somehow. Because that's what I think they did in -1. They used like some kind of like anti-oxygen hydrogen bomb kind of thing against him, against Godzilla. And I think this Godzilla was a she. I don't think the Godzillas have genders, or at least if they do, they're normally females. But I also don't think Godzilla could get pregnant. I know there's a baby Godzilla, but I don't think that's like, I don't think they're related by blood. I think Godzilla Jr. or Baby Godzilla is just a second version. There just happened to be another Godzilla out there doing the same thing, essentially forming in the same way. So I think it was like a coincidence, not like this Godzilla gave birth to Baby Godzilla. I don't think that's actually what happened, or at least from my understanding of the story, that's not what happened. Let's see, we have 6, and we need C. I'm guessing that's this piece right here. No, and yeah. So C6. Yep, that's this last piece here. So yeah, -1, between -1 and Godzilla versus Kong, -1 was obviously my favorite, because it left a bigger impression on me than Godzilla versus Kong. However, Godzilla versus Kong is such a classic, like, action movie. It really is such a like the pinnacle of what an Americanized Godzilla movie should be. Like, they really like homed it in. They're not trying to be serious. They're not trying to compete with Japan's Godzilla. They're trying to make their own version of Godzilla, and I really appreciate that. I don't think it's a cheap knockoff or a cheap imitation. I believe they're just trying to do something different, and I appreciate both versions of Godzilla existing simultaneously, because I enjoy both. Okay, this piece. So as long as they keep releasing the Japanese movies of Godzilla here in the West, I will continue to watch them. Otherwise, you know, I'm content with the American Godzilla series. I'm not a fan of like the what is it, the 2013 Godzilla. I feel like he was a little too edgy. The one that had what's his name? The guy from Breaking Bad in it. His Godzilla, I was not a fan of. It's a little too serious. You know, Chunky Godzilla. That Chunky Godzilla I was not a very big fan of. I feel like he was trying to be too serious, or they were trying to make it too serious. It was fun, but you know, my biggest issue is that with those, like the 2013 Godzilla movies over here in the West, they're too dark. Like, there's too much fog. You can't see Godzilla fight. Jeez. I just knocked all my stuff over trying to scream about Godzilla. But that's my biggest complaint with the 2013 Godzilla, with like when we were trying to compete or trying to rival the Japanese Godzilla. It's like they were trying to make Godzilla serious in the West. And yeah, it was a cool movie at the time, but it doesn't hold up. Especially because Shin Godzilla came out like very shortly after, and it just blew it out of the water. Like Shin Godzilla just like basically said, hey, we can do this too. We can do the cool Godzilla too. We can do it better even. And completely destroyed the 2013 Godzilla. Just made it look like, you know, a baby essentially. But yeah. So I don't like the 2013 Godzilla that we made over here. Godzilla 2000? That was the big head Godzilla. That's another Western Godzilla. I watched it as a kid. I need to go back and watch that movie because I don't know if it holds up. I remember liking it as a kid, but then again, you know, you throw a kid in front of any giant monster, any giant lizard monster, and they're gonna like it. So I don't know if it holds up now. So I'll have to go back and report later on whether or not I liked 2000 Godzilla 2000. I remember liking the design. I thought the design was really cool. It looked cool. I thought it looked cool at least. I don't know if it's gonna hold up in modern CG. I don't know if even spoiled by modern technology that now it's gonna look like doo-doo. It might. But you know, time will only tell. I'll have to actually set time aside and look for where I can stream the original Godzilla. There we go. I think after this we got the head. We got to build the head. Yeah, that's the next step. Good. What else can I talk about? So those are my opinions about Godzilla. Video games. What video games, right? As far as I know, there's been like only one video game of Godzilla, and it was like the City Smasher one where it's like a half fighting game, half city destroyer. They haven't made a new Godzilla game. I don't know if they ever plan to. It'd be unfortunate if they never go back to it, if they never decide to make one. Because I think it would do great, even now. Like, around when Prototype the game came out, I thought something like Godzilla could have worked with the same kind of engine. We're like, man, this would be so cool if I was a giant lizard. But no, instead I'm just like some hobo flying around the city destroying everything. I want to be Godzilla. That was kind of my sentiment of Prototype the game. Is like, wow, this is really cool. I wish I was Godzilla doing this. And that's kind of where that thought ended. And then like Infamous came out, had a similar play style. I'm like, no, I don't want this. I want Godzilla. I want like Hulk or Godzilla. I don't think they ever came back to that idea of a city destroyer, because then I think what GTA came out, GTA 5 or 4 came out, and then that basically took over all the massive, you know, multiplayer map things. Like, they never made another game like Prototype or Infamous after that. Not that I'm aware of. They could have, and I just don't know about it. But that's kind of when I lost interest, is around Infamous. When Infamous the game came out, is when I started to lose interest in like city destroyers. Because it's like, man, they're never going to make a good one again. They're never going to make another Godzilla. I forget the name of the game though. It was a Godzilla game where you can, it was like a 3D Godzilla game where you can fight your friend, but you can also destroy the city with each other. It was really cool. It was a very fun beat 'em up. If I ever remember the name, I'll let you know what it is. I think it was on the PlayStation 2. But highly recommended. I also recommend the Hulk. There is a Hulk game they released on the PlayStation 2. That was also really good. That was a really good city destroyer. It wasn't that deep, but it was fun. If you ever just wanted to smash things, you could play that. It's very similar to Prototype. Prototype, I feel like it was the predecessor to the Hulk game, because it's essentially the same kind of mechanics. You just run around and destroy things, and then, you know, that's the game. There we go. Make sure this is all kosher. Make sure everything is in place before locking it in. Okay. So I was not expecting this part to take so long, because I was like, oh man, these pieces are so big, they should all just snap together. It should be like baby's first puzzle. This has not been baby's first puzzle. This has been giant grown man struggles to put plastic together. If I was on an assembly line, I would simply die. There's no way I could do this. If I had to assemble toys together like this, I think I would just simply get fired. I would lose my job. They lock me in a box and just leave me there for 8 hours a day until I moved, or until I fled the country. So thankfully, this is not my job, putting plastic toys together. Because man, if this is just like one example of what I could expect, I don't think it would work for me. Let's see. So now we got to work on the head. The head, we need this thing. All right. As you can see, we're so close. We just have a headless guy. Our Godzilla is like 99% there. We just got to put the last little bit together. And that's going to require all these little pieces, these last few pieces here. I'm going to just go ahead and cut all these pieces because, you know, this has to be it. I don't imagine we're gonna do anything else with it. Actually, no, I shouldn't do that. I should do as they say and the steps they say. So E1, because I'm gonna end up like forgetting what parts are what. Okay, and then E20, the little tongue right there, that might just end up falling out. My god, I think that's definitely the smallest piece on this runner. Okay, good thing it didn't get lost. So let's just kind of take this one step at a time. Boo, boo. There we go. Boop, boo, doo, doo. Want to accidentally cut off too much. There we go. I'm gonna end up cutting my finger like that. I've already done it once. That'd be a great way to get my video demonetized or my stream blasted out of the universe, sent to the Shadow Realm, is by cutting my finger live on camera. There we go. Try not to get things mixed up too much. Make sure that's not the tongue. Alright, what am I doing here? Okay, it is going to be this piece. Is it? Or is this the top? This might be the top. This might be the bottom of the mouth. Yeah. This might be the bottom. And then the tongue. God, this is gonna be so hard to see. It's just gonna, yeah, that's all thumbs right there. You're just getting a whole bunch of thumb. In fact, I'm not even sure it's going in. I need a closer inspection. You're just gonna have to trust me. It fit. Not great, but it fits. Might need a little more, you know, yeah, there we go, more coaxing. Just need a little bit of persuasion. Let me actually get to see that. There you go. That's such a small piece. And then this piece is just probably going to sit on top. Right? Is that what happens? This just sits here. There we go. That's a very silly looking mouth. But I love it. Oh, I love him. Look at that. I don't know why. Ha cha 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 cha. I wish his mouth was buzzable. He's got a very silly, like, quack open face. It looks very silly. I love this little piece right here. This is such a silly little piece. Okay, next are going to be the skulls, I believe. H. Yeah. H2 going to be the head. And then this part. Okay, so it's all this little guy right here. And then pop. Doot doot. There we go. I was hoping that if I got this done early, I could spend, like, you know, like when I say early, I mean like if I had this guy done in an hour, which is what I was anticipating the skin part to take, laughably underestimated that time. I was hoping I could I gotta look at this part. Hold on. We'll deal with that part in a minute. But I was hoping that, you know, if I got this done faster, I could put them together, like actually put the skin on the bones. However, it's looking like I'm not gonna have the time to. So unfortunately, I don't think you guys will get to enjoy the whole Godzilla as one solid piece. But I had no intention of displaying it like that anyways. My full intention was just to display the skeleton part, and having his skin there was just, you know, just for fun. That was just a, you know, just what I wanted. It's very cool that they give you 2 models for the price of 2 models, essentially. You know, I don't feel like you got a major discount with this kit. You're definitely paying for the 2 high grades that you're getting out of this, I would say. How exactly does this want to go in? Let's see. How exactly do you want to fit? So if I had to guess, it looks like have to give me a moment. Figure out what exactly they're trying to tell me here. Be careful of pointed parts during your assembly. Real useful. Love it. That's exactly the advice I needed at this very moment. So, I mean, I know the mouth is going to be visible. How visible do we want the mouth, though? Like, do we want the mouth that visible? I think so. Okay. I'm not going to worry about that part right now. Try to get this skull in place first, and then I can worry about this mouth. I'm guessing it's going to sit something like that, and then this is just going to squish it together. Have I done it? I don't think so. If I had to guess. Doesn't feel right. I mean, it's not moving. Well, it is moving, but it's... Okay, yeah, it popped out. I mean, that's in there. It's like... not the best fit, but it's there. Doesn't feel that great. The connection doesn't feel that too fantastic, but I would say that's enough. And then we get the bottom jaw. There we go. And that's another finished piece. Yippee. There we go. And then I'm guessing with these pieces, these will just hold it into place. Yeah. Now it's in there. It's not going anywhere. Very silly. Now we gotta put the skin on. And that's gonna be, I believe it's just gonna be these last three pieces, right? Yeah. E. All E's. Man, let's see how well this goes in together. Oops. Sorry, buddy. Hopefully I didn't ruin your face. Oh. And then just this thing. It's gonna be his little standee. Might as well just cut this out while we're here. I think that's it. Yeah, that looks like everything. All right. And then what's this piece? Oh, this is the bottom of the jaw. Yeah, we also gotta cut this part out. Without those, this. There you go. There you go. That is everything cut. Now we just have to clean up, assemble, and then cry to ourselves because it's over. Our little adventure here is done. We would have built an entire model kit in the span of 2 streams. Well, technically 2 kits and 2 streams, because I would count each of these as like their own individual model kit. They've certainly taken the time. This one was a tiny bit faster, but like not by a lot. This certainly took almost as much time as the other one, mostly because like just trying to fiddle around with the parts to actually fit into each other. I think that was the hardest part about this build in particular, which I appreciate. You know, like the first part, like the skeleton part of this was difficult for its own reasons. And then the skin part actually had its own little trials and tribulations I had to get through. So it definitely, this kit I would definitely recommend to anyone who's getting into the hobby, because this one will definitely test your skills. It's still beginner skills, but this does test your skills as far as like assembly and cleanup. Because like with the skeleton, there's a couple of small parts you gotta cut. Nothing out of the ordinary. Like I would say the skeleton is a pretty standard kit. Nothing really out of the ordinary to put him together. Nothing was really too difficult. Oh, it has to be right at the bottom of his jaw, doesn't it? Oh, that sucks. This one might end up being cleanup. No, that clean. Okay, that was fine. But I would say definitely the skin part of this kit, like building the actual Godzilla. I feel like assembly was the technical part of this kit. Like that was, you needed the technical skill of how to assemble a plastic kit together to be able to put this bad boy together. It wasn't just like, oh, can you cut things cleanly? Now let's see. I assume this is going to be a pretty similar process. Let's see. If I had to guess, that looks about right. How exactly does this sit in here? Okay, so it's using all these holes as keys. So all the actual grooves, like kind of like a real skull, like a real skull would, you know, all the meat and bones, all the meat and muscles meet in with the holes of your skeleton to form the person you are today. Probably a weird way of wording that, but that's kind of how it worked out. This is very cool. This part's very cool. Looks like I'm gonna have to paint the eyes. That's a really bad seam. Right at the top of his head. Is that right? Yeah. As you can see, I don't know if we're gonna be able to see it. He's got like the Neanderthal forehead. There you go. And yeah, his eyes are definitely gonna need to be painted, very likely. Probably a white. You can see right where his seam line is, right down the middle. That's always fun. And then the bottom of his jaw. I should have put his jaw on first. That's what the instructions tell you to do, is to put his jaw on. But, you know, wasn't that hard. There we go. There's our, what? There we go, that's better. There he is. That's a beautiful skull, honestly. Better than most real grades, even some high grades. This was a better detailed head, and then this is literally just gonna slide in. So, just like that, and then the actual head part gonna have to fit in somehow. Come on, there are the keys. There we go. And it all fits in perfectly. It is solid as a rock, kinda. The head's a little bit loose. That might be my doing. The head doesn't feel the greatest. There we go. But if you don't touch it, obviously it's fine. Look at that. What a great kit. Holy moly. And then obviously let's cut the little standee. Get this little guy cut. There we go. Get rid of these pieces. And I'm sure, let me look at the rest of the manual. Yeah, now if you actually want to put him, you want to put him inside, it's quite the experience. A lot of disassembly, but everything does fit, it looks like. Oh boy, you're gonna have to do a lot of disassembly. You're gonna have to pretty much rebuild the entire kit again, which I'm not looking forward to, man. I'll be 100% honest. I am not looking forward to have to put this inside. But that is really cool. Wow, what an awesome kit. And then here are the instructions on if you want to put like you want to paint them up. How does this tail want to sit? Like that? How's that? There we go. Yeah. I feel like this has been a super fun experience. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself here. Try to get Mr. Bone Zone over here as well. Wow. Looking at these two together, what an amazing compliment. You know, these two look great just next to each other. It's awesome. I'm so glad I built this. Now, what am I going to do with these guys? You know, I've got them built, but I don't have anywhere to put them. I'll find somewhere to put them. I'm actually probably going to, there'll probably be a second stream. Well, I don't know. There'll probably be another stream where I get my hands on some paints And I just do some basic, you know, dry brushing, basic, you know, coloring. Definitely, like, this Godzilla is asking for it. Like, he's got so many grooves. He's got so much detail just waiting to be highlighted. I mean, you can kind of see it with the light already. All the extra details that are just waiting to be shown off. Whereas with our skeleton, you know, he kind of gets like washed out under the light. You can see detail, but honestly, he needs some color. But man, these are awesome kits. Highly recommended. This was so cool. Love this. Love this. Love this. Love this. All right, enough glazing it. Enough glazing this kit. We've glazed it enough. All right. Well, we're gonna end things there. I've definitely spent more time on this than I was expecting. I was hoping to do some extra stuff, but you know, that's just how the dice roll sometimes. I think on Friday though, we might end up doing something One Piece related. I don't know what yet. I don't even know if it's gonna be One Piece related, but it's nice because this week has been like the perfect storm to do a 3 days, you know, 3 streams a week. Like what's the word I'm thinking of? Doing 3 streams in a week. I almost never get the chance to do 3 streams in a week at a decent time, which is shocking. Normally it's close to midnight when I can actually stream. So I've thoroughly, you know, I'm having a good week. This has been a good week for me, you know, despite everything. And now I get to dispose of all this plastic. Ooh, a tasty little treat for me. I'll be enjoying my little plastic nubs later as a little delicacy. Don't eat plastic, by the way. As legal advice and medical advice, even though I'm not a doctor, don't eat plastic. I feel like you don't need to be a doctor to recommend not to eat plastic, so you know, feel free. Feel free to not indulge. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you here. We're gonna be wrapping things up, and I appreciate you spending time with me and hanging out. Hope you enjoyed these 2 kits. These 2 kits were so much fun to build. Highly recommended. If this was what got you to buy it, then I hope you have fun with your kit too. But all right, I will love you and leave you here, and until next time, goodbye, 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 bye, 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 bye. There's the kits, nice and close up. Goodbye, goodbye. I'll catch you next time. Bye. Walk.